There's the horn, and Championship Sunday casts their fate to the figure eight in the half mile of hell in heat number one tonight. And Chance Flad, Control Tech, takes his bottom barrel down, but gets out there high, wide, and handsome on the outside. And now Chad Hardin Wild goes into the middle of the pack with Kelly Morin, more than ever, hanging on to that rail position just inside of him. And then Roy Romano taking the trailing pack and one outrider horse hold up here in the infield. He's saying, where'd everybody go? He'll figure it out in a moment. Take your time. Here we go down that backstretch. Here's what's trending in the backstretch drive as Chance Flad and Control Tech still hang on to that lead, but he's 3 wide off that rail. The rail belongs to Kelly Morin with more than ever Chuckwagon Racing, and now Chad Hardin drops back out of that pack of 3 to be third clearly as Control Tech's Chance Flad rounds the turn. Roy Romano's way in behind him, and that outriding pony's going to stay here. He just didn't want to go tonight. It's Sunday night. So here we go. It's Heat 1 setting up for the home stretch drive, and on the outside, flying hard, Chance Flad and Control Tech. They're not going to catch this outriding champion of the world and special ordinary driver. He's going to get to that wire in a hurry. The tree line, well service finish line. 2 lengths ahead of more than ever's Kelly Morin. Chad Hardin Wild rolls in about 4 lengths ahead of Roy There's the horn, and they're off to a quick start. Outriders load up and mount up, and here they come to the bottom barrel from the outside. Todd McCracken, maximum tank with maximum early speed. Gets way out there. Josh Herenick, Striker Energy right in behind him. Headed down on the rail now, you'll find Todd McCracken with maximum tank service. He's best of company by about 2 wagon lengths, but now gaining on him is Josh Herenick and Striker Energy up the middle of the track, trying to stay ahead of third runner Derek Abley with Friends of Abley Racing. And then you go back another 3 lengths maybe, and you'll find Chance Thompson, Dale Pressure. They're all strung out like a big old freight train, but the engine is Todd McCracken and maximum tank service, and now he's got company. Look who's threading the needle on the inside. That's Josh Herenick, Striker Energy, running room along the rail. He's going to gamble and see if it pays off, and it looks like it might. Josh Herenick, Striker Energy right now wheel to wheel with Todd McCracken as they come flying around the final turn, southbound and down to the tree line, well service finish line. Josh Herenick opens him up a notch. Todd McCracken answers the call, but he's going to run out of racetrack. Josh Herenick is the guy that'll get there, but look who rolled up into second. Derek Abley gets it by a horse length over Todd McCracken. Another horse length over Dale Pressure's Chance Thompson. There's the horn, and they're off. The charge is underway, and a quick one for Troy Dorchester and Zed Gore. Kind of stalls at the top, though, and here comes 4 wagons on the track. Ellaman left, Tough Drager off the number 1 barrel. Dean Drager takes the early lead with Northern Mountain Bridge, and to the far outside, Darcy Flad. And in goes Troy Dorchester, dealing around with things on the backside. But up front, it's Dean Drager. Oh, Northern Mountain Bridge, laying him down, getting him covered, and his competitor on the outside, Darcy Flad, trying to close ground on him with Lakeside Oilfield, and the horse race begins. Dean's ahead by a horse length, and Darcy is closing ground. The backfield is changing their game. It's Troy Dorchester, Zedcore Energy that is overtaken and past Tough Drager with BDB Traffic Management. As Tough drops back, Outriders getting in position, and things around the front end are getting hot and heavy. Dean Drager, Northern Mountain Bridge has got that rail, but it's Darcy Flad and Lakeside Oilfield taking the overland route, and the challenges of the wide horses are underway. Darcy Flad opens him up a notch, and from the outside comes Troy Dorchester. Can he do it? Troy Dorchester putting on a late charge from the outside. At the wire, it is going to be Troy Dorchester by a nose over Darcy Flad. Darcy could smell the $3,000, and then them bay horses come running from Troy Dorchester. There's the horn, and they're off. A quick start right across the board. Cody Ridgedale and Envolve Energy from the outside, southbound up the rail, and everybody else must trail. There's a loose outriding horse. Ellaman left, Blackie, and get out of the way. He's running now. Cody Ridgedale, Envolve Energy. That black racehorse is going to win this race. I'll bet my $5 on him. He's on a mission. He is an empty saddle, but our outrider's okay. We take him out of that second turn with Cody Ridgedale and Involve Energy. And then in behind, a Chuck Wagon Tsunami and a wall of wagons will feature Troy Flat and Beer Bros and Spirits breaking out of the middle of the pack. And it is Jordy Fike with H&M Meats. It's got that rail. He's matching strides third and fourth with Wade Salmond and Padernis. They're trying to catch Speedy Gonzalez Jr., Cody Ridgedale, Involve Energy going around the outside. I got my money on him. He's coming around empty-handed, and he's in between the leaders. But now we've got him setting up for the home stretch drive. Grand Prairie, it's your turn to come alive. Cody Ridgedale, Involve Energy. Come on, racehorse, I need you to win. Go, buddy. And Cody Ridgedale is about 2.5 lengths out in front of everybody, all by himself. And my doggone horse is going to come second. But look who's coming second in the wagon. Wade Salmond, a nose over Jordy Fike and H&M Meats with Troy Flads, Beer Bros and Spirits rolling into before. There's the horn, and they're off. A quick start on that number 2 barrel with Evan Salmond, Invest Grand Prairie, and right alongside Evan McKee cranks him. Ella Man left, gets out there to get the rail away, and he is out of town in a hurry. And things are not going good in the outrider pen tonight. We got us another, well, he's not a loose pony. His outriding buddy's got him gathered up. But Branson's going back. He's all right. He's moving off the field. Let's pick up the wagon race. It's Evan McGee and turn, best of running second, but he's holding off a charge from Dustin Gorst and Grand Prairie Airport as they spread their wings and crank up the power. The trailer is Roger Moore, Triplex Oilfield, as they approach that third turn at a high rate of speed, and Outriders looking good. Evan McGee. He's got that rail. It's been an advantage in those last 2 turns, not so much in the first 2, but he's got things under control as Evan McGee and Cricket Consulting round the final turn and set him up for the home stretch drive and the tree line, well services finish line. And he's got Evan McGee, Evan Salmond, Invest Grand Prairie, but this one is all Evan McGee. Cricket Consulting at the wire by 3/4. Evan Salmond, Invest Grand Prairie, a close one with Roger Moore and Triplex just ahead of Dustin Gorst and the Grand Prairie Airport. Clear the runway. There's the horn, and they're off. A quick start for Rick Fraser, Liquid Edge Oilfield. Chance Benz Miller KOs the top one, gets southbound and down with Rick Fraser on the inside of him, and Kenny's Tack and Western Wear, Lane Flad trying to get to that rail. Jason Glass in behind, watching with interest. And Outriders rolling out of town, 1 to go. Come on, Bay Pony, pick him up, get him out of here. Round the second turn we go, and your wagon's out in front, buddy. That is Chance Bensmiller, Pinnacle Picker, who has got the lead, and that Outrider gets out of town. I hope you're riding Secretariat's great-great-grandson. We're midway down the backstretch, and rip, Chance Bensmiller's got company at his left elbow. It's that big lead team of Lane Flad, Keddy's Tack, and Western, where Lane's found room along the rail, as has Jason Glass. Look at him come out of fourth to overtake Rick Fraser for third as they round between the final turns. Them checkerboards are flying tonight, and we've got us a 2-wagon race on the front end as they round that fourth and final turn. Chance Bensmiller, Pinnacle Picker, picks the outside, picks the middle lane. Lane Flad and Kenny's Tack and Western Wear opens them up a notch from the inside. Jason Glass trying to split the difference, but again, Chance Bensmiller, Pinnacle Picker opens them up at the tree line, well services line, a half a length ahead of Lane Flad, who's a half a length ahead of Jason Glass and Birchcliff, and Liquid Energy's Rick Fraser is rolling in over the... There's the horn, and they're off. A quick start right across the board as the Sutherland boys and Brad McMahon get him southbound and out of town. Brad from the outside's got everything out of here, but he's got company on the inside as 3 Sutherlands cross the racetrack. Brad McMahon, I called him the referee. I had no idea. He might be. He's got a 2-length lead. Now let's check out the Sutherland game. On the rail, running second, is Mark Sutherland. He's holding off a charge from his son, Dayton Sutherland, on the outside, and then Uncle Mitch is way out on the outside with Rentco, and he's going to try and get to that rail, follow somebody's stove rack, follow the fastest stove rack. That's the best idea. Brad McMahon controls the track. He's into that third turn. Optimum Equipment Solutions ahead by 2 lengths. Dayton Sutherland, Nordic Energy. The Diamond is dusting his dad, Mark Sutherland, by a horse length as they round the 3rd turn, and Mitch Sutherland stalking our leaders with every stride, got a grin on his face that tells me I got some speed. Don't count me out yet, but here he comes around the turn in the Sutherland burn. Brad McMahon, Optimum Equipment Solutions, headed for the tree line, well-serviced finish line, and Sutherland's coming at him from all directions, but Brad could care less. He's won this one wire to wire for Brad McMahon. Dayton Sutherland outruns his papa, Mark Sutherland, by a length, who outruns his cousin, Mitch Sutherland, by another length, and that a little piece of history right there for a good old Grand Prairie chuck wagon race. There's the horn, and the charge is underway, except for Ray Crotto Jr.'s got some issues, and you're okay now. Let's get him out of town. There goes Logan Gorse, North Star Hydrovac. In hot pursuit is Cody McCurra, Wheaton Chev Cadillac, and in behind him, Ross Knight, the Hayes Group of Companies. At the sound of the horn, Ray Crotto's right lead horse jumped up and put his leg over the left lead horse, and that's enough to stop the program right there. Tough luck for Ray Crotto Jr., but out in the backstretch run, Logan Gorst and North Star Hydrovac. With the run as championship fast as it was when he won the Calgary Stampede in 2019, he is 4 lengths ahead of Cody McCurra and Grand Prairie Wheaton Chev Cadillac. Half a length behind him comes Ross Knight and the Hayes Group in a 3-wagon race. Ray Crotto Jr. hold up in the infield. He's got a right lead horse that's got way too much energy, and we bring him around that 4th and final turn. The sun is shining on the track in Grand Prairie, and the sun is shining on Logan Gorst. North Star Hydrovac, southbound and down to the tree line, well-serviced finish line with company coming. Cody McCurra with a late charge. Can he catch him at the wire? I think he can. Cody McCurra gets him by a horse length in the last 20 yards over Logan Gorst and Ross Knight, the Hayes Group. That's the second time we've seen that happen tonight. Come a charge. There's the horn, and the charge is underway. Stoves go in, Outriders mount up, and here comes Kurt Bensmiller off that number 1 barrel. Gets out there to take the early lead with Chance Vegan right on the outside of him, and Sundown Oilfield. Cruz Bensmiller in behind them in 4th with Farm Boys. To the outside, running 3rd is Jamie Labacane. Daveco Industrial. And I must say, Cruz did a nice job of driving himself out of the storm on the top of that 3-barrel. But down the backstretch, it is Chance Vegan. Sundown Oilfield, and he is a half a length ahead of 4-time world champion Kurt Bensmiller in Half a Dime Contracting. And now the backfield's in motion. Jamie Labacane, Daveco Industrial, gaining on Kurt Bensmiller, passing him on the outside. Cruz Bensmiller, he said, I'm going to stay right here on the stove rack of Uncle Kurt and see how this all plays out. And around they come with Chance Vegan, the Rangeland Derby rock star, rocking and rolling around that 4th turn. His mission, the tree line, well services finish line, and he is best of company by a length and a half as Chance Vegan sets up for the home stretch drive in his hometown, Grand Prairie. It's your turn to come alive. Here comes Jamie Labacane on the outside, but Chance Vegan is going to hang on by a horse length at the wire. Jamie Labacane in just ahead of Kurt Bensmiller, just ahead of his nephew, Cruz Bensmiller, in a well-driven heat number 9. There's the horn, and they're off. A quick start right across the board. Here comes Chris Smalley and Hanson Ford to get out there to take the outside lead. But oh, the inside's full of hot drivers. Vern Nolan streaks into 2nd place in the middle of the track. Things are tightening up as Aubrey Matawillo, Dynamic Energy, hangs on to that rail position. And now Vern Nolan eases ahead to challenge Chris Smalley for the lead. It's Lane McGilvery in the back of the pack with Cascade Energy as Chris Smalley opens him up out of that 2nd turn in the backstretch run, and Hanson Ford finds overdrive. And Vern Nolan, McCaw's drilling and blasting right alongside of him. Along his left elbow is the lead team of Aubrey Matawillo and Dynamic Energy, and he'll have some of that before they get to the wire, you can bet. But look at Chris Smalley, Hanson Ford, between the final turns, looking back for two yellow shirts, and they're coming through the pack as Lane McGilvery follows the leaders. And here comes Chris Smalley, Hanson Ford, round the turn with Aubrey Matawillo in hot pursuit, and Vern Nolan in behind, and Lane to the outside. By golly, Chris Smalley, you're going to hit the tree line. Well Services finish line a length ahead of Aubrey Matawillo. Look at this race. Lane McGilvery noses out Vern Nolan at the wire by inches in heat number 10. There's the horn and the Travelland RV. $35,000 dash for cash is underway, and we were southbound and out of town. Cale Gaginess grabs a bunch of barrels, and into the lead goes Doug Irvine, but Kirk Sutherland, Hanson Ford has the rail, and on the outside, three wide is Chad Fike and CIMS Corporation with Outriders in tow. Couple barrels down on four. Cale's out of the game. Let's pick the action up in the front end. And they are charging. Doug Irvine, Swab Pro, has the middle of the track and a half a length lead over Captain Kirk Sutherland's Hanson Ford, who is the rail runner. And outside, Chad Fike, the CIMS Corporation. He's easing ahead to be second only by a horse length ahead of Kirk. And Doug Irvine still hangs on to that lead. Cale Lajeunesse, Nerves got him. McCallum's Auto Body watches from behind in a three-wagon wall of wagon race as the big three round that fourth and final turn, southbound to the tree line, well service finish line, and here they come. The Travel ME Special, Captain Kirk Sutherland on the inside, Doug Irvine up the middle, Chad Fike to the outside. It's Captain Kirk and Doug Irvine in a finish like no other, and it'll be Doug Irvine by a nose over Kirk Sutherland to win the show. And then Chad Fike and Cale Lajeunesse rolls in to complete the field in the travel.
This morning when we drew the barrels, I got the two, and so I kind of set my outfit up according to that. And then when we pulled in there, I knew I had to either out-turn them or really get them headed so I could keep them down tight on the rail and stay just a solid two wide, and hopefully I could outrun them. And so we threw a pretty good turn. We'd probably need another 15 feet if we were going to out-turn them. So we got too wide, and they really ran to the back stretch, and I kind of picked their heads up and drifted out a little bit coming off the second corner and gave them a breather. And when I let them go into the third corner, they felt really strong, and they started grabbing gears, and then Kirk started coming around the corners, and I kind of see him coming, but I knew once we got to the home stretch that it got heavier on the rail, and so I knew I stood a pretty good chance, and they held on. So I'm just really proud of my barn crew. They worked so hard all weekend, all spring. They just, every day after school, it was just must have been getting a little monotonous for them. So when you see the hard work pays off, it sure is a bonus for them. They were very excited when I got back, and so